Co-main event. Paddy Pimblett against Jared Gordon. 19-3 for Paddy Pimblett, 19-5 for Jared Gordon. I think there's a height and reach advantage for Paddy. Yes, there is. So 5'10" for Paddy. So he's got a 1-inch height advantage, but he's got a 5-inch reach advantage over Jared Gordon. I mean, the rest of the stats are kind of a wash because of how long Gordon's been in the UFC compared to Paddy. They're not going to tell us the full story. High submission output for Paddy, of course, though, based on his Cage Warriors career as well. I mean, generally his fights follow a similar path of he's patient, he's waiting, catch him in the face with a slapping, turning kick or a flying knee, and then it's on. And then he scrambles and goes until he gets their back, and then usually he's getting the finish from there. Honestly, I think this is a fight for Paddy to win. I think it's a fight for Paddy. I saw Bisping saying that he thinks Paddy's underestimating Jared Gordon. But I even think even if he underestimates him, like Jared Gordon is not a finisher.
I feel like Jared Gordon is a little bit like Paul Felder. Like just like a tough dude that keeps continuing. Yeah. And he's just like, you hit him and he just continues. Yeah.
But Paul Felder can hurt you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
I just
Jared
meant
Gordon
more like
don't
the
hurt
durability of it.
Like, yeah, for sure, durable.
Yeah.
But I don't know as that's helpful in this fight against Paddy unless he's able to actually physically do something to him as well. Like you go back to the one stoppage win on Jared Gordon's record. It was his UFC debut, and he hit the kid hundreds of times. The kid was gassed, rolling from one position to the next, and Gordon was even looking at the referee like,
how many times am I gonna hit him?
Yeah. Like for me, Paddy's got a ferocity and a confidence right now that he's going to be way too much for Gordon in the first round.
Yeah.
Even if he comes in supremely confident, it's only going to help him do the things that he's already good at doing because he's got a massively confidence-based game anyway.
Yeah, like some fighters, I feel like the super confidence helps them perform even better. Others, it like makes them overlook their opponent and not perform as well. So I feel like that confidence, it's very much depending on who's holding it.
For sure. It's the next generation team though. Like when they show up to an event and there's like 4 or 5 of them on the card,
all of them,
they all win, and they're all expected to win as well because that's the way that they operate. They've got a good vibe up there. They've got a lot of people on the mat. They're kicking out talent constantly. And Paddy's like although of course we've got Molly who's been in the UFC a little bit longer. Paddy's kind of like the figurehead of that team, isn't he? As far as their style as well. Yeah,
but I think it was just because like Molly got signed first, but Paddy had been like I'd known of Paddy for a really long time.
Yeah.
So and
he's more synonymous with the next generation style as well as opposed to the way that Molly fights. I think this is a good fight for Paddy, honestly. I think he comes out, I think he stabs Jared Gordon in the midsection with his teep. And I think that starts to frustrate Gordon. He feels like he's too far away. He tries to cover distance, and Paddy then gets on one of them wild. I could even see Paddy catching him with that flying knee. Like he used it in his last fight in the Cage Warriors to close distance. He used it against Vendramini.
He has really great for like jumping attacks. And if he's against the fence, he can like jump into it. But it looks a lot more chaotic than it is because he has thought about it and thought about, from this position I can do this and I can get that. Yeah. And with Jared Gordon, what I realized when he fought Grant Dawson and Oliveira is that you can catch him coming in with center line shots. And then with Dawson, he gave up his back in order to get up. And Paddy's so good at getting the back and submitting you from there that he can really take advantage of that if it does happen.
The risk, though, is... So, of course, so Jared Gordon did get subbed by Grant Dawson, but it was a few attempts of Grant Dawson being on his back trying to get the rear naked choke before he actually got it. Yes. Like, he was able to defend a few times. Yeah. Leo Santos was on his back and couldn't finish the rear naked choke as well. And the fight that sticks in my mind is when Paddy fought Soren Bak, and he had a fully sunken rear naked choke in the first round and squeezed the life out of it and didn't finish it. And then Soren Bak starts to work his way back into the fight. Like if anything, is a test of Paddy's decision making. Because Decky Dalton on Cage Warriors. So he scrambled to his back, was on his back for about 90 seconds, didn't finish, so then got to top position, finished ground and pound. That's the kind of decision-making he needs here. Because if he's on Gordon's back and he's close with the rear naked choke, you might spend too much energy trying to finish it, and then you've got Gordon, spinning into his closed guard at the end of the first round or at the second round and working ground and pound, maybe steals the round. Paddy gets a bit frustrated, a bit tired. Then Gordon's able to stuff a couple of takedowns and start landing some shots on the feet. And because Paddy's a bit wild with his head movement, he might accentuate the power of Gordon's punches. Because Gordon just he looks like he hits people and nothing happens.
Yeah.
They just don't seem fazed by it. So if Paddy's standing still and Gordon hits him, I don't think he's going to bother him as much. If Paddy's flying at Gordon and Gordon hits him, I think Paddy might feel that a lot more.
Yeah. But I feel like Paddy does, although it looks chaotic and part of it is, I feel like there's a lot of pockets of brilliance in his decision making.
Yeah.
Like when he fought Jordan
Levitt.
Yeah, Jordan Levitt transitioned to that Darce type of attack so he can lift it, switched his knee so he can knee him in the head, and then trapped his arm as he went around. That was wow. That was just I just see sometimes I see him like, oh yeah, he does this, and sometimes I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
And that was a damn moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was so impressed with that finish. It was incredible.
I'm going Paddy.
Yeah, I'm going Paddy too.
What round? I'm gonna go early second. I think he's gonna TKO him early second. I think he's gonna nearly sub him in the first round, and Gordon's gonna. I
think late second, maybe.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, late second or early third.